these my superhero shoes. Turns out I have a superpower. I start businesses when our economy is at its absolute worst. That's right, I've done it 3 times. 2001, 2008, and of course last year I couldn't miss the opportunity to start a business in speaking during a pandemic that shut down every public event known to man. So, 3rd time's a charm, I hope. Let me tell you how I got here. So, 22 years ago, I was in a relationship with my son's father. We were married and we weren't getting along. 2 years later, I came to him and I said, I want a divorce. He says to me in that moment, Teresa, you realize you're gonna miss half of his life? You're gonna miss half of your son's life. And it occurred to me, I hadn't really thought that through like that. I had spent 2 years getting pregnant, not continuously that whole time, but you know what I mean. And, I wasn't about to give up half of my parenting experience. And if nothing else, I don't accept my life when I don't like it. Maybe that's why I've changed careers like 5 times. I set out to solve this problem. Okay, I don't know how to talk to him in a way that he likes it. He doesn't talk to me in a way I like it. What are we gonna do? And I thought to lessons I learned from my mom. She said, Teresa, if you got nothing nice to say, what'd she say? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I could do this. We can at least start with not saying anything, because let me tell you, we had long ago abandoned that principle. We had been throwing verbal knives at each other for years, and then started to see our son kind of adopt that behavior and wonder, why is he doing that? Oh, I know. We reflect the behaviors we see in others. Okay, good starting point, Mom, but wait a minute. I can't keep my mouth shut my whole life. So what else you got? Treat others the way you want to be treated. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I think she called it the golden rule. Well, maybe I can do this. I mean, I don't know how he wants to be treated, but I certainly know the words that I want someone to say to me. I know the words I want someone to not say to me. And I also know how I want someone to treat me or not. Look, we're co-parents. We still have to communicate, even if we don't live with each other, because that's what's best for our child, and frankly, what's best for each other to do our best job as parents. I started treating him the way I wanted to be treated, speaking and saying things to him only I would want to hear, and a magical thing happened. He reciprocated. Are you kidding? This is crazy. It's just magical. And I thought, wait a minute, it can't be this simple. Let me give you another example, though. I've been with Brian for 14 years. In that 14 years, I have not gotten along with his ex-wife for 10 of those. I met Brian when his kids were 10 and 7. So there was a little bit of runway in front of us as for them to be grown. And I'll tell you, I had all these great ideas of this family 2.0 that I was gonna have. My son was gonna have siblings, and we were just gonna be happy forever. And it wasn't working out that way, and I was depressed from it. I'll just wait until the kids are grown, and then everything will be solved, right? That's it. And then I thought, wait, after they're grown, there'll be weddings. There'll be grandkids. I want to be part of all of that. What to do? Then one day, my stepdaughter came home from college. At this point, she's playing a college sport. She came over to see us, and she had an Easter basket, and she put it on my counter, and I said, oh, what's that? And she said, oh, Mom made these for the team and gave one out to everybody, and she had an extra one. She said to bring it to you. What? She said to bring it to me? She's acknowledging my existence? I mean, we have one of these kind of relationships, where you're pretending like you don't see the person so you don't have to say anything to them. Even though she and I would greet the other people that were in the parties, we would act like we couldn't see each other. And I'm like, okay, this is maybe a crack in the door. I don't know, maybe there's something in that basket that's gonna pop out and bite me in the face. I overheard my stepdaughter telling her dad, oh yeah, Mom caught a lot of grief for these baskets. One of the other moms thought it was over the top. And I'm like, over the top? It's just an Easter basket. What? Is there something in it that's gonna pop out? And I looked in the basket and all I saw were little trinkets, probably bought from a dollar store, and some candies, Peeps, and peanut butter eggs, whatever. I mean, that's just a nice little thoughtful gift. And I'm thinking, I've had it for, at this point it was almost a day, and I hadn't acknowledged that she even sent it to me. Well now, maybe I should do the thing I would want someone to do for me. And I decided I'll text her. I'm not ready for a phone conversation, that's a bridge too far. But I can text, it's relatively safe, so I texted her and I said, thank you very much for the basket. It was a very nice thing to do and I appreciate it. And she responded, you're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. We've gotten through an entire exchange with no animosity. Yes, for us! And I said, well, I heard you caught some grief from one of the other mothers. This is all in text still. You caught some grief from one of the other mothers, and I just wanted you to know I thought it was a nice thing to do. And she says to me, thank you so much for saying that. I really needed to hear it. What did she say to you? She said, well, do you want to take it outside? What? We've got two 48-year-old women here, and all I can picture is them rolling on the ground in the parking lot at a college. And so knowing she was a college athlete, I promptly texted back, well, I have one question for you. Could you take her? And the emojis flew, and the great thaw had begun. And in that moment, I'm not kidding you, as crazy as it might sound, everything changed. If you think it's a foregone conclusion that you and somebody else aren't going to get along, don't ever give up on it, even if it's been 10 years. You just have to look for the opportunity. The lessons from my mom are where it's at, and we all know them. We just maybe forgot them. One, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. And two, treat others the way you want to be treated. And I tell you what, it works with every relationship, not just with an ex-spouse or a step-parent. It works with a family member. It works with a coworker or a boss, or maybe even just that customer service rep or tech support that you gotta call. When you talk to them, say only things that you would want someone to say to you, and it's gonna go much better. And that, my friends, is Lessons from Mom.